Hello Facebook Ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to talk about settings on the conversion section on the ad set level. In one of my previous videos, I have explained why Meta now focuses so much on new client cost acquisition, what happened after iOS, what caused this issue, what they tried to fix, and what other problem they have created. You can watch this video so that you can understand more why we're here now. But since we're here now, let's talk a little bit about the new settings that we see inside the ad set settings and what kind of things you can use. As you know, I don't believe that there's just one setting which is good and all the other are bad.
My shoulder angel.
Don't listen to that guy. He's trying to lead you down the path of righteousness.
I just believe that there are different settings for different things. Let's go through all of them so that you can know which one to use in any situation. And let's go on my PC. To see in one account all of these new settings. Meta is going through a direction that's gonna automate everything. And what is gonna be needed? It's creatives. And creatives is the thing that we need most right now. What is the problem? The costs. AdRoast is here to bridge this gap. With a fraction of the cost that you're gonna have by using an agency, you're gonna be able to have a lot of images and a lot of videos AI generated. How does it work? Either you're gonna put your product URL, you're gonna put an image, or you're just gonna describe what you wanna do. You're gonna select the preset that you like, or you're just gonna do it without the preset, and it's gonna generate 3 concepts for you. It's gonna roast each one of the concepts, and it's gonna give you a specific grade for each one of them. After that, you can actually choose to improve further. Same with the videos, you're gonna pick any preset that you want, and then it's gonna generate a video for you. What you're winning with ad roast, you know, because we roast the ads before you even test them, if they have good chances to work or not, then you can improve them further. You can improve them further with AI edits or normal edits. And of course, the most important thing of all, you can use presets if you don't know how to do prompting. So, happy creating with AdRoast, and I will hope to see you inside. So, what we're gonna analyze is this new thing over here, and we're gonna talk a little bit also about, not the value rules because we have analyzed in another video, but we're gonna talk a little bit about value optimization, because I have seen another video talking about and saying some stupid stuff. We are gonna have also here, we're gonna talk also here about the attribution model, the incremental, and what it does, so that you can understand what's the difference between acquiring new customer and all of that. Now, there's a new setting over here which is called Customer Lifecycle Strategy, and if you drop down, it has get conversion from all audiences, acquire new customers. As I have said, and you should go watch this video, all of this happens because now Meta is doing more retargeting into cold traffic ads, so they try to fix now the new client acquisition cost because it's risen actually to really high levels after all of these changes. As we said, in every action there is always a reaction to what they have done, so now they try to fix a problem by putting new features. This basically it's following mostly to the lifetime value, so basically having a client and how much you can make out of him. Acquire new customers so that you can have better acquisition cost and get conversions from all audiences. I would strongly suggest you in most of your campaigns to use get conversion from all audiences, website, maximum number of conversions, not value, we will explain in a little bit, and of course use your data set and then the purchase event. Over here, you can try to use that. This is the equivalent of you excluding past customers, okay? It's the same way of thinking that you have all of your targeting, it's gonna exclude the past customers. You can go to your custom audiences and you can put by the way, this one is getting with some hiding, obviously, because I don't want you to see some things here on the audiences. But this one is having purchase 180 days. And it has also other 7 audiences, which is coming from a Klaviyo list and custom audience list and all of that. So this is actually, it's taking actually this one from the defined audiences from the existing customers. Okay, so whatever you define there, it's gonna take it from there. The other thing that I need to say is that when you're having this option over here for new customers, to me, to the way that I understand it and from my tests, it's like you're excluding past customers, okay? Either you do it with your own custom audiences here on the section below, or it's going to take from the defined audiences that you're going to find here on the advertisement settings. And you can change them and you can add them. Be careful, as we said many times, when you put the defined audiences, if you have many campaigns, you might see that some of those might reset and you have to optimize them all over again. That's again something that I have seen when we change them on ad accounts. Then we have the website and stuff. We'll talk about this last. And then it's the attribution model, standard or incremental. In my opinion, it's gonna be an overkill if you do incremental and acquire new customers. I don't think that you need to do both of them. Either you're gonna do this or you're gonna do just incremental. From my tests, the incremental alone, which is also doing the job, basically the incremental, what does it mean? That it's gonna try to give you sales that you wouldn't get without the ad spend, okay? So if we see now the ads that we are running, some sales were gonna come anyway, and some sales came because of the ads, just alone from the ads. So this is what Meta is trying to tell you, that if you want to go for sales that they just come only from the ads and not from any other pair, for example, email marketing, I'm not going to steal the sale from email marketing. You might think that this is bad, but they think that this is good because the campaigns are optimizing with more data. So this is what they are trying to do. They are trying to help the campaigns optimize with more data. On the other hand, they are creating another problem. They have too much retargeting. People, for example, with subscription models, they see 50% of the subscriptions getting coming again there as sales, and they're not growing in the same way that they used to grow. So what they're trying to fix over here, especially for subscription models, for example, you can say that I only want new customers. It makes sense. On the other hand, Meta says, yeah, but the previous data from the people that they are also subscribers is gonna help you get more customers and so on. So it's just a problematic situation that has been created after iOS and on all the loss of data that we actually had. So over here it says, instead of me stealing sales from other channels, or saying, for example, the one day view, for example, stealing someone who has seen the video of yours for 5 seconds and then convert it from an email. Instead of doing that, I'm gonna give you sales that only Meta ads actually contributed. Obviously, it's needless to say over here that you shouldn't expect the same ROAS when you're picking this setting over here to acquire new customers or the incremental. Because it's as if as you are doing engagement campaigns and you're expecting to have good ROAS with engagement campaigns when what you're asking is just engagement. So here, what you need to calculate is the new client cost acquisition that you get comparing to the other campaigns that you have. Let me tell you now the golden standard rule, which might change in the next years, but this is what we're doing right now and it's working well. I don't think that someone should do 100% of this, not of the standard, of the incremental I mean, or 100% of this. The same goes for the value optimization. You always need to have a little bit of balance. And by balance, I mean this. You need to have, let's say, 1 or 2 campaigns for incremental, 1 or 2 campaigns for value optimization when it's needed. By the way, value optimization is that instead of you going for maximum number of sales, you can try to go for bigger AOV. I was watching a video from a guy that he was saying something really stupid. I wanted to comment, but I'm really tired. I don't want to argue anymore with people, especially after doing ad roast. I want to focus more on ad roast because I'm tired of arguing and everyone having an opinion. He was saying that when you are running a store with multiple products and you're having a lot of products, you should only run value optimization campaigns because if you don't, Meta is going to optimize for the lower AOV items. Yeah, of course it's going to do it, but you can do different campaigns for the different products. And then the argument was that what if you have 10,000 SKUs? If you have 10,000 SKUs, you can have different campaigns for different collections, I guess. And you can do, if you want, a catalog campaign with value optimization. But saying that you're going to use value optimization in the whole account is just an overkill. From my experience and from what I have seen, and this is where the problem is. The problem is that I see people suggesting things that I have tried across many other accounts and I know the outcome, and I'm sure that if they have tried them, they wouldn't suggest them. Why? Because when you're doing this again and again and again and you have your whole ad account with value optimization, I also want to have the best AOV in each one of my campaigns because it's giving me better ROAS. If I'm gonna do that, then what is gonna happen is that it has the opposite effect. It doesn't give you volume of sales and you end up having less sales, and not all of the campaigns are following this better AOV thing, okay? So it's actually losing its power, I believe, when you're abusing it in the whole account. I can tell you that it is working, the value optimization, but you should not use it for more than 20-30% of your budget. The same goes with this thing over here with the incremental, which in my opinion is better than this setting over here, because this one is gonna also understand all the other channels and all of that. It's just a different mechanism, and in my opinion it's better. But again, if you use that, you shouldn't criticize it based on the ROAS that the other campaigns are having, that they're stealing sales and all of that. You should criticize it based on the new client acquisition cost that your other campaigns get and this campaign actually gets. So it's actually comparing pears with pears and apples with apples. That's all the settings and the things that I want to say. I wanted to say about this section over here. I hope that it's clear and I hope that it's gonna help you. If you're seeing this error over here, a lot of times it's gonna let you publish, or if you put custom audience over here, it's gonna disappear. In any way, it's not gonna be an issue. In any of my campaigns, it wasn't an issue. I hope that you're gonna use them, and I hope that you're gonna use them in a good way. And remember, you're not smarter than the others. Abusing something, it's not gonna help you in any way. It's coming from a guy who is doing the crazy method, okay? I'm doing the crazy method, but I'm not abusing it. Even on the crazy method, I see people abusing it, and I'm telling you that it's wrong. So everything needs the right timing. You need to understand what you're doing inside the platform, and you need to understand that using only one thing, abusing it, it's not gonna help you, because Meta understands all of that, okay? So now you know, and it's up to you to use each setting on the way that you wanna use it. But the most important thing is understanding what each one of them is actually doing. Don't forget, as I said at the start of the video, that you can watch this video over here, which is gonna explain why we are here now and how all of these things happen. If you're a geek like me and you like to explain things in a deeper level about meta ads. And until we meet again, guys, be creative and be consistent.